Up guys, so on this particular video we'll be discussing about Spiti Valley in the month of July 2025, what you should be expecting in terms of the weather, the road condition, overall the crowd and accessibility, what kind of landscape you'll be getting, and most of all what you should be doing in Spiti Valley in the month of July 2025. And watch the video till the end where we'll be giving out some pro tips which you need to know before going to Spiti Valley in the month of July. So now starting off with the weather, keep in mind it's important to understand that the weather in the month of July is a mixed bag. It's going to be raining in lower parts of Himachal Pradesh. So basically if you're starting from Shimla or Manali, it's going to be definitely raining, and in Spiti Valley it's going to be mostly dry weather. So you do not need to be worrying about the weather in Spiti Valley, but getting to Spiti Valley might worry a few people who have gone through the past records, and it's in the last couple of years it has been raining and flooding in Himachal rather in the month of July. So these kind of cloudbursts can happen, but it's not in anybody's control, nor can anyone predict it when it is going to happen and which region it's going to affect. But if you are someone who's planning on going to Spiti Valley, remember that July is usually considered as the start of summer in Spiti Valley, and it's a very good time to be going there because the daytime temperature will range from anywhere between 15 to 22 degrees, while the temperature in the night will be anywhere between 6 to 11 degrees. So now this temperature fluctuation in Spiti Valley entirely depends on which part you are in. In places like Kaza and Tabo, it will be much warmer, while in places like Dankar, Demul, Langza, Chandratal, it's going to be much cooler as compared to on the plain area. Light rainfall in Spiti Valley is possible, but that's more towards the Kinnaur side, maybe I would say close to Sangla, and on the Manali route I would say basically after you cross Koksar, that's where you'll find some kind of rain. It's very unlikely to find rainfall and heavy rainfall in Spiti Valley, but seasons are changing, global distortion is at its peak, so you cannot predict anything, to be very honest. But if you are someone who's planning on going to Spiti Valley in the month of July, my personal recommendation is plan a trip which is minimum for 8 nights 9 days or 7 nights 8 days. Do not plan a trip shorter than this, because anything shorter than this can risk you getting stuck in Spiti Valley or stuck in Manali or Shimla because of rains, which can result in your trip getting hampered. So now when it comes to the road condition, it's important to understand that the Manali Kaza route is always open in the month of July, but at the same time it can be a difficult road because it's an unpaved road. Because of the rain, the road can be slushy, and at the same time remember that Manali rains are heavy, so you got to exit, which is not going to be a really big problem because due to Atal Tunnel you can get to Lahore without any trouble, and at the same time you can reach Chandratal in a matter of 4-5 hours if you leave early in the morning and avoid the traffic. The Shimla route from to reach Kaza can have a little bit of landslides which happen usually towards Rakong PO side and higher up towards Sumdo, but overall both these roads are trouble free unless it's like a cloudburst which is going to destroy the entire region. Other than that, it's a pretty easy and seamless way to get in and out of Spiti Valley in the month of July. It's always recommended to start your journey from Shimla, that is from the Kinnaur road, and end your journey via Manali Chandratal towards the end. So this way your body will acclimatize well to the gradual climb as compared to starting from Manali, which is a higher inclined. Now remember that the month of July, like I mentioned earlier in the video, is the start of peak season. It's one of the peak months to travel. So there's usually a lot of crowd in Spiti Valley. So if you are someone who's planning on going to the tourist spots like Kaza and Tabo, you're generally going to find a lot of crowd over there. My personal recommendation for anyone traveling to Spiti Valley is skip Kaza. You can visit Kaza for a day trip, but stay the night in villages like Kibar, Dankar, Langza, or maybe Demul, but avoid Kaza because it's really too crowded and it's not the vibe that Spiti Valley is known for. But if you are someone who likes the city vibe and wants to go for the so-called nightlife of Spiti Valley, then you can stay in Kaza. Homestays are the best way to experience Spiti Valley, and when you're staying in the homestays, make sure that You're being kind and humble to the people who are hosting you. Do not be rude and do not be arrogant, because they are giving you whatever they can at the best at what they can, because it's not like Spiti Valley is a place where things are easily available, including water, which is a great difficulty for them to get to. So do not expect a lot of luxuries, and do not throw your tantrums which you usually throw in regular holidays in resorts. A homestay experience is one which is a humbling experience, so make sure that you blend in with the environment and the people over there. You can help them out. Most of all, when you're staying in a homestay, make sure that you're staying in a homestay which is run by the locals and not by outsiders, because that will help boost the local economy. Now, if you are someone who's planning a trip to Spiti Valley in the month of July and are confused about how to go about it, you can click on the link in the description. We have a few trips happening to Spiti Valley. If you're solo, you're a couple, or a small group of friends, you can join one of the trips which we have and you can enroll. You can directly book via our website, or you can contact our sales representatives from our website by clicking on the WhatsApp icon, and they'll guide you through the booking process. Now, our trips are honestly very basic and rugged trips which are catering to backpackers, because our trips are meant to boost the local economy. So if you're someone who's looking for a Sadak Chap road trip, then you should click on the link and book. If you are looking for a luxury trip, then we do not serve that, so you can just watch the video, get whatever information you want. If you have any queries for your own personal trip to Spiti Valley, you can leave a comment in the comment section and we'll be more than happy to help. For your own personal trip to Spiti Valley, do not WhatsApp or call our sales representatives, because they are not paid to answer your questions for free. And all your queries and doubts related to your personal trips, you can just leave a comment in the comment section and we'll be more than happy to help you. So now, what are the things that you need to do in Spiti Valley in the month of July? Make sure that you are visiting the monasteries of Ki, Tabo, Dankar and Gyu. Gyu is where the mummy monk is, so make sure that Gyu is on your list. Stay a night, at least a night or two in the villages of Langza and I would say Dankar. At least a homestay in at least 2-3 places in Spiti Valley. Without a homestay, do not exit Spiti Valley. And at the same time, make sure that you're going for a hike, either Chandratal or Dankar Lake. Camping at Chandratal is a must for all those who are okay staying in the bitter cold with basic and very basic amenities. Remember, camping at Chandratal is not lake view, so it's not going to be with the lake view. Now, when it comes to the scenery that you're expecting in Spiti Valley, keep in mind snow-capped mountains are surely going to be visible in Spiti Valley in the month of July, but it's going to be otherwise a barren, rugged brown mountain top that you're going to see. It's unlikely to have any kind of snowfall in Spiti Valley. If it does snow, it's going to be a disaster because it's flooding somewhere else, that means. Now, at the same time, the river is going to be at its mighty best. It's going to be heavy stream of the river flowing through. Make sure that you do not go close to the river in the month of July. Do not enter the river at any cost, because the water stream can rise at any point, leading to a disaster. Now, when it comes to the pro tips that I was talking about in the start of the video, number one is make sure that you're carrying good amount of woolen wear. Even though it is summer, you do need a good amount of woolen wear. Remember that Spiti Valley has excellent 4G and 5G network, but the network that you need to carry is Jio, Airtel or BSNL, with Jio and Airtel being the best. Now, when it comes to another pro tip is that make sure that you're staying at least, I would say, a couple of nights in homestays like I mentioned earlier, and do not carrying an umbrella to Spiti Valley in the month of July is a must. Even though it might not rain in Spiti Valley, but when you're traveling from Manali or Shimla, it might rain, and that's when your umbrella will come really handy. If you can carry a poncho or a wind cheater along with you, make sure that you have good hiking shoes which are waterproof, because when it rains in Shimla or Manali, you do not want to get your pair of shoes wet before your trip starts. A power bank is a lifesaver when traveling to Spiti Valley. Even though electricity has become really good in Spiti Valley, make sure that you have at least one power bank of 10,000 mAh. If you can carry one of 20,000 or two 10,000 mAh power banks, it will be really a lifesaver, because in case electricity goes, you have something to power up your gadgets and stay connected. Now, till our next video for Spiti Valley, stay safe, stay happy and stay blessed.